සරසරටම එකතු වෙන ජය පිටියක්
රටවල් 20ක් අවුරුදු එකහමාරක් වගේ ඇතුළත අභිබවලා ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. ඒක මම හිතන්නේ පාපන්දු ශේෂ්ත්‍රය අපිට විශාල ජයග්‍රහණයක්. තව මෙතනත් ඉස්සරහට ගිහිල්ලා අපිට ආසියාවේ හොඳම කණ්ඩායම් බවට පත් වෙන්න අපි උත්සාහ දරමින් ඉන්නවා.
අපි දිනමු ජය ගමන පෙරට අපි දිනමු
ක්‍රීඩකයන් අතර පාපන්දු ක්‍රීඩාව ජනප්‍රිය කරන්න අපි විශාල උත්සාහයක් ගනිමින් ඉන්නවා.
සරසරටම එකතු වෙන ජය පිටියක්
අපිට මේ අවුරුද්දේ අපි උත්සාහ ගන්නේ ඊළඟට අපිට එන දකුණු ආසියානු පාපන්දු තරඟාවලියේ කුසලානය දිනා ගන්න අපි තරඟ කරන්න තමයි අපි සැලසුම් කරන්නේ. අවුරුදු 31කට පස්සේ අපි මේ උත්සාහය ගන්න. මොකද අපි අවුරුදු 31කින් කුසලානය ජයග්‍රහණය කළා නැහැ. ඉතින් ඒ වෙනුවෙන් අපි වැඩසටහන් ගණනාවක් හදලා තියෙනවා.
දිනමු හැම බන්දු පාපන්දු දිනමු 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 නැත වේග නැත වාද රට දිනන තැනට හැමදේම
finds a pass. Here's an opportunity. What a shot! And Leon Barrera racks the net for the home side in what was an absolutely beautiful move for Sri Lanka. Sam Durant down his left flank, running into space, squares it, and what an assist! Oh, what a play!
Went through the first 40. Silva making a break in the corner, drives it in the middle, and that's the first goal. It's Raja Mohan.
The 2-goal cushion will really put Chinese Taipei out of this tie. And once again now, De Silva, as we mentioned about that 2-goal cushion.
Here's Swazik driving that in. That's the third goal for Sri Lanka.
From range, and that's been the kind of day, but Kellogg makes no mistake to give for Sri Lanka.
fires a shot, and that's the first goal.
You are our family and we are your family. This family together, we need to take this game forward that the country went through in 2022 in terms of economy, in terms of business, education, Aragalaya. Then again, we went through a suspension period. So lots of hardship. But one thing we had in common was we were together. Whatever the differences we had in the past or in football, when it come to football, when it come to federation, when it come to governance, we all of us were united together. We fought against the suspension. We fought against the interference. We fought against political involvements, but all 67 we were together. This unity is something that makes us different from all other sports. We have 78 sports, I think, in the country registered, but we are so much of different. We are different from other sports because when it comes to important matters, national matters, government matters, we are together. This is the only way our game, our country's football can go forward. Sometimes we'll have differences, sometimes we'll have opinions, sometimes we'll have elections. It doesn't matter. We can have our own opinion. You can choose whoever you want. That's different. But when we are together, if you want to protect our game, if you want to take our game, we are one family.
හමින්ද නීල් ස්ටේන්වල් මෙම පුහුණු පාඨමාලාවේ ප්‍රධාන උපදේශක විදිහට කටයුතු කරනවා. ඉතින් මේ පාඨමාලාවේ ගොඩක් අපි කතා කරන්නේ ටෙක්නිකල් ටැක්ටිකල් සම්බන්ධව දේවල්, විශේෂයෙන්ම ග්‍රාස් රූට් වයසේ ළමයටත් යූත් ළමයටත් අපි මොනවද අපි පුහුණුවීම් වලදී ලබා දෙන්න ඕන කියලා. ඉතින් මේක මම විශේෂයෙන්ම මේ කෝස් එක පටන් ගන්න ඕනේ කියලා ලංකාවට හඳුන්වා දෙන්න ඕනේ කියලා කල්පනා කරේ. ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ පාපන්දු ඇකඩමි දැන් ගොඩක් බිහි වෙලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම පාසලට, ඒ වගේම සමාජගත කරන්න. එතකොට මේ ඇකඩමි වල ඉන්න කෝචස්ලා ඒගොල්ලෝ හරහා තමයි මේ දැනුම ග්‍රාස් රූට් ළමයට යන්නේ. විශාල සංඛ්‍යාවක් ඇකඩමි වල පුහුණුවීම් ලබනවා. නමුත් මම හිතනවා මේ කෝචස්ලාට මේ නොලෙජ් එක යන්න ඕනේ. ඒ නිසා මේ පාඨමාලාව ඔබ හදාරනවා කියන්නේ පුහුණුකරුවෙක් විදිහට රටේ අනාගතේ මීට වැඩිය හොඳ තැනකට අපේ රටේ ක්‍රීඩකයන්ව ගෙනියන්න පුළුවන්. බොහොම ස්තුතියි.
මම හර්ෂිනී මදුෂානි ගම්පහ තක්ෂිලා විද්‍යාලයෙන්. ඇත්තට මම හිතන්නේ ගොඩාක් අත්දැකීම් ගත්තා. අපි බොහොම පිරිසක් මේත් එක්ක එකතු වුණා. සියලුම දෙනා මම හිතනවා ගොඩාක් පාපන්දු හැකියාව කුසලතා වර්ධනය කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා A to Z කියලා දෙනවා. ඒක ඇත්තටම වටිනවා. C license course එක එහා ගිහිල්ලා මේ ප්‍රායෝගික ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් පුහුණුවීම් ගොඩාක් අපිට ලැබලා දුන්නා. ඒ තුලින් මම හිතනවා රටේ අනාගතයට මේක හරියට ක්‍රියාවට නැන්නුවොත් රටේ අනාගතේ හොඳ පාපන්දු ක්‍රීඩකයන් බිහි කරීමේ හැකියාව අපි සියලු දෙනාටම තියෙනවා. සියලු දෙනාටම මම ආරාධනා කරනවා මේ පුහුණුවීම්ගේ වලින් ගන්න පුළුවන් උපරිම ප්‍රතිඵල අරගෙන රටේ අනාගත දක්ෂ පාපන්දු ක්‍රීඩකයන් බිහි කරමු කියලා.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். நான் டிலக்ஷன் நொதர்ன் ப்ரவின்ஸ் மன்னாரில் இருந்து வந்திருக்கிறேன். கிராஸ் ரூட் கோச்சிங் கோர்ஸுக்கு வந்திருக்கிறேன். இது உண்மையிலே ஒரு பிரியோசனமான பயனுள்ள ஒரு கோர்ஸ். ஸ்கூல் கோச்சர்ஸ், பிடி டீச்சர்ஸ், ஃபுட்பாலில் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கிற எல்லாருமே கட்டாயம் இந்த கோர்ஸஸை நீங்கள் ஃபாலோ பண்ணணும். லாங்குவேஜ் பிரச்சனை இங்கே இல்லை. கட்டாயம் இந்த கோர்ஸை நீங்கள் எல்லோரும் ஃபாலோ பண்ணுங்கள். இது ஒரு வெளிவான கோர்ஸ். இதற்கால ஒரு ஃப்யூச்சர் உங்களை ஃபுட்பாலில் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கிறவங்களை வளர்க்குறதுக்கு ஒரு பிரியோசனமான கோர்ஸாக அமையும்.
Hi, my name is Reginald Eroshin. I love this game because this is something that everyone should love in Sri Lanka, not just in Sri Lanka. If you see, if you take the international grounds, everyone loves football. I thought I want to do this professionally, and when I was looking into it in the academy itself, I was introduced to Football Federation Sri Lanka, and I was announced that there is a course that you can do from the beginning itself. From grassroots to D license, C license, A license, and every other license that is capable of me coaching for even local and international football teams. If you are interested, if you are a player, and if you are looking forward to do something about this sport for the international or the local market, where students can learn football, where you would love to teach about football, this would be the perfect course. If you want to start somewhere, grassroots coaching sessions will be the first fundamental stuff where you can learn a lot of things that even most of mainstream players doesn't know. So if you love the game, play the game, or learn it and teach it.
A warm welcome back to the Sugata Dasa Stadium as week 3 of the Super League 2026 comes to a thrilling close. It is the final showdown of the match day, and what a clash we have in store. Blue Eagles SC taking on Defenders FC. Both sides enter today hungry to ignite their campaigns. Currently tied on 1 point each near the bottom half of the table. For the Blue Eagles, it's about converting promise into 3 crucial points. For Defenders FC, the target is clear: break their goal scoring drought and claim their very first victory of the season. Who will cap off week 3 on a high? Kickoff is moments away. Moving into the weather report for today. It's quite cloudy and we expect a slight drizzle during the game, and the pitch is going to be quite slick. And going into the points table, Renown FC top the table with 9 points, joint with the Upcountry Lions but with a +3 goal difference. In third place we have Colombo FC on 7 points and Seahawks FC with 6 points. Red Star and Blue Star are joined with 3 points each, while the Blue Eagles, Defenders FC and New Youngs are sharing 1 point, and Ratnam SC rock bottom with 0 points. Moving into the fixtures and results. So far, we've seen a number of games in the week 3 fixtures, as today's one is the final. So on the 1st of August, we had Renown SC smash New Youngs FC 10-0, and then Red Star FC beating Blue Star FC 2-0, and Colombo FC slapping 5 past Ratnam SC. And yesterday we had the Seahawks lose to the Upcountry Lions 1-0. And today the final game of week 3, Blue Eagles SC versus Defenders SC. And now we're getting a few clips of practice shots for the Blue Eagles as they take a relaxed jog a couple of minutes before before kickoff, I beg your pardon. And we have the goalkeeper getting his final stretchers in. Mohammad Murshid has a big role to play today. Couple of passing drills, as press resistance has been a key factor to all the teams who've come first and won their games, most notably Renown SC and Seahawks. And now we are about to hear some words from the captain of the Blue Eagles as I hand over the mic.
අපි සමග එක් වෙලා තියෙන රොහාන් ෆර්නෑන්ඩෝ බ්ලූ ඊගල්ස් ස්පෝර්ට්ස් ක්ලබ් නායකයා. රොහාන් ෆර්නෑන්ඩෝ මොනවද හිතන්නේ අද ගේම් එක ගැන?
මම හිතනවා අද අපේ කණ්ඩායම හොඳ මානසික මට්ටමේ මේ තරඟයට මුහුණ දෙන්න පැමිණලා තියෙනවා. අපේ ප්ලෑන් තියෙනවා අද කරන්න ඕන දේවල් මේ මැච් එකේ. අපි මැච් එකත් ලූස් වෙලා ඉන්න එකත් ඩ්‍රෝ වෙලා තියෙන අපිට මේක ජයග්‍රහණය කරා අත්‍යවශ්‍යම තරඟයක්. අපි මේකට හොඳ මානසික මට්ටමේ අපේ කණ්ඩායම පැමිණලා තියෙනවා. අද අපි තරඟේ ජයග්‍රහණය කරන්න තමයි පැමිණලා තියෙන්නේ.
Right, thank you so much captain. All the best for the game.
And we are back after hearing from the captain of Blue Eagles SC, Rohan Fernando. And now let's have a look at the warm-up for the Defenders FC. And something to add today, that this is the second team for Defenders FC, as their current first 11 is touring in India. So it will be a mammoth effort if they manage to pull off a win, and we have an exciting game on our hands here. And now we have an interview with the Defenders FC captain, Madhushan De Silva. Over to you.
අපි සමග එක් වෙලා ඉන්න මදුෂාන් ඩි සිල්වා ඩිෆෙන්ඩර්ස් FC කැප්ටන්. කැප්ටන් අද ගේම් එක ගැන මොනවද හිතන්නේ?
අපි මේ මැච් එක ගොඩක් ට්‍රේනින් කරා. මොකද අපි ගියේ මැච් එක පරාද වුණේ ඉඳන් මේ මැච් එක අපි ගොඩක් වෙනම මේ ප්ලේස්ලා දාලා තමයි මේ මැච් එක අපි සෙල්ලම් කරන්නේ. අපිට ගොඩක් පාඩුවක් තියෙනවා. මොකද අපේ හොඳම ප්ලේස්ලා කී ප්ලේස්ලා ටික ඔක්කොම ඉන්නේ ඉන්දියා ගිහිල්ලා. ඒ හින්දා අපිට ගොඩක් ලොකු පාඩුවක් තියෙනවා. අපි මේ ටීම් එක කරගෙන යන්නේ ප්ලේස්ලා 16 දෙනෙක්ගෙන්. ඒකින් තමයි අපි මේ කරගෙන යන්නේ. මේ මැච් එක හොඳ මැච් එකක් කරලා අපි කොහොමද මේ මැච් එක දින්නවා.
Thank you so much, Captain. All the best game එකට.
And now we've heard from both captains as the teams walk into the center of the pitch. A tense encounter today. Who will end up on top and get out of the bottom half? The inaugural Football Federation of Sri Lanka logo being hoisted at the center by a few young football players who have a bright future on their hands. As the players get ready to shake hands with the referees for today. We've seen some fantastic sportsmanship throughout this tournament. And as we see the players shake hands before the game, it's all smiles. And this is what we like to see. The referees as well in good spirits, hoping to keep the game in line and ensure that we remain with 11 men on the pitch for both teams. Blue Eagles SC playing with one foreign player today, while the defenders are playing with none. As we get ready for kickoff, let me tell you a few head-to-head stats and specific stats for each team. Defenders FC have played over 180 minutes of football in the 2026 Super League without registering a single goal, as they remain on -3 goal difference. While Defenders FC are trying to close out and move into 5th place and get past Red Star and Blue Star, who are on 3 points each. And today, if the Defenders FC manage to get the 3 points, they'll move up to 4 and go ahead of Blue Star in 6th place. And if the Blue Eagles manage to get 3 points today, they will end up also in 5th place. So this is quite crucial for both teams and the managers. The head coach, Tuan Rahim, for the Blue Eagles, has a lot of work on his hands today. And S. Pereira for the Defenders FC. He was talking about how all their marquee and foreign players are in India right now, and the players are playing with a bit of difficulty without experience, but he believes in his team as any manager should. And there we have the handshake between the captains, Rohan Fernando and Madhushan De Silva. A notable point for today is we have an extremely young player who is starting, and his name is Rashid Asif for the Blue Eagles at just 18 years of age, playing for Wesley College. A lot of eyes will be on him today, and we are excited to see what he has to offer. And we have the match officials, Asif Askar, the main referee, with Palita Hematunga, Chamal Karidmal as the assistant referees, and the fourth official, Sadeepa Samaranayaka. And the Blue Eagles are captained by Rohan Fernando, followed by Nirmal Fernando, Ganeshan Satish, Firas Zahir, Chamit Disanayaka, Rashid Asif, Kavindu Netsara, Udara Deshan, Mohammad Murshid, Stefan Fernando, and the foreign player Kisegbi Prince. And the head coach, Tuan Rahim. And let's dissect the defenders FC. Sivakumar Dilukshan, Abdin Fayaz, Chamira Mendis, and the captain, I beg your pardon, Madhushan De Silva, Chatura Udayakirti, Muhammad Adif, Sahan Hirshika, Sonal Apsara, Chaturanga Pereira, Udara Soisa, and Penit Prabhushta. And SADLN Pereira, the head coach for the defenders. And we have received some head-to-head stats. The historical encounters between Sri Lanka Navy, Air Force, Army representative sides such as the Defenders and Blue Eagles are traditionally tight, physical and disciplined encounters, frequently ending in low-scoring draws or 1-0 finishes, but we really hope that would change today. And the Blue Eagles are attacking from right to left as we await kickoff. And the Blue Eagles get the ball rolling in the final game of week 3 in the 2026 Super League organized by Sri Lanka Football. A clip ball forward early on, and the possession falls to Blue Eagles as we have the first tackle of the game. I'm joined by my co-commentator Bilal Marika. How are you today?
A very good evening to you, Senal, and a very good evening to all our viewers joining us live. Both these teams today will be looking for their first win of this Sri Lanka Super League 2026. Both of them playing 2 matches, winning 1, drawing 1. And of course, Defenders FC, they'll be playing their second match in a row with their second string team. The first team having traveled to India rather for a tournament, will be absent for a couple of weeks, and in the meantime, Defenders will have a 16-man squad through which they will be hoping to make an impact. They came quite close last week as well. Tight match, but unfortunately they just couldn't get the attack going. Blue Eagles, on the other hand, will be hoping that they can come away with a victory here. And as the number 28 taken down rather ungainly, Kisejbi Prince, he'll be an important cog in the machine for the Blue Eagles attack. Here's the captain for the Blue Eagles, Rohan Fernando, will be playing defense. Early on, he's been given the responsibility of those free kicks. Rohan Fernando, experienced campaigner, leading his team, searching for that first victory of the Super League 2026, and that's the coach for the Defenders, S.A. Pereira. Is the captain. Making that run was Madhushan De Silva, the captain for the Defenders. He put in a brilliant game last week as well, but he was the only one who seemed like he was dynamic enough to bring about some sort of a threat. And here we have our first yellow card.
A late swing off the foot there, and Kisegi Prince got the brunt of it. A painful one within the first 3 minutes, and we have the first yellow card of the game. And of course, he'd get booked for taking out the attacker in that fashion. You don't really want to be picking up a caution this early in the game, and it was a bit reckless. Kisegbi was well ahead of the ball, but the number 2 for the defenders, Sivakumar Dilukshan, gets his first yellow card. And now he'll have to play with some pressure for around 85 minutes if he manages to play the entire 90. He doesn't seem like an aggressive player, but if the Blue Eagles manage to bait him and get him to make a late challenge, a rash challenge, he could get them down to 10 men. The set piece taken into the box, and the captain gets a knock from behind. Rohan Fernando. A lot of experience on those legs. And quite apologetic by the number 24 who took him out, Stefan Fernando, the forward for Blue Eagles SC.
Asif Askar early on, making sure that he lays out the rules for the day.
Floated into the box and cleared away as the Blue Eagles try to conjure up something on the left flank. Not the best of clearances, as the ball could have bundled in the box and fallen to a defender's attacker. And this time, a bit of simulation there, according to the referee. And the throw-in is taken quite quickly. Outmuscled by Abdin Fayaz, but to no avail. And now it is number 18 chasing for the ball. Number 19, I beg your pardon. And that was Kavinidu Netsara. A bit of aggression shown there by the attacker.
Early on, Senal, we are seeing the Blue Eagles doing a good job of just making sure they put some pressure on that defender's defense.
Definitely, Bilal. There seems to be a bit more intensity with the Blue Eagles, especially with the way they are attacking the ball. Even if they don't have it, they are pressing a lot harder than the defenders. And now we might see our first long throw of the game, but it has gone out for a corner, and thereby becoming the first corner of the game. This time the defenders, number 14, steps up. Madhushan De Silva. Can he get something on the board here?
He finds his man there, but unfortunately he won't get the necessary direction to put that into goal. That was the number 20, if I'm not mistaken. Mohammad Adif for the defenders with that header. Looking for that long ball. Mohammad Murshid in goal for the Blue Eagles today. Blue Eagles stealing possession. Just making sure they build some faces up, but not with erratic passes like that will go out into touch. Have to be a bit more conservative with their passes, especially early on in this game. And another collision there. It's Chamira Mendes of the defenders, who just had a word with the referee. Sivaskar himself, a brilliant footballer in his playing days, has turned into refereeing now. Here's that challenge again, bodying that defender there, but contesting for the ball, however. So Chamira Mendes will get some reprieve. Here are the Blue Eagles now with an opportunity to just float it into the box. They have 5 blue jerseys in that box and plenty of defenders there as well, but not the best of crosses. These set piece opportunities early on, you have to make it count. You have to make sure that you trouble the keeper at least. But this one, it'll just float away into touch and giving defenders Sahan Hirushika an opportunity to do just that, put a long ball in looking for his attackers. Sahan Hirushika had a pretty decent game as well in that previous encounter for the defenders. And the goals that were conceded just didn't have enough support from his defense.
So many flying tackles in today, Bilal, and I've not seen this many fouls within the first 10 minutes of a Super League game. Over it comes! And let out of play by the defender's goalkeeper, Sahan Hirushika.
Yeah, definitely a fair bit of challenges in this opening few minutes, and the referees have done quite well to make sure that they don't let it escalate and to make sure that these players have a clean game. And here are the defenders now looking to make some headway, searching for some sort of space. But the problem with the defenders' attack in the previous week as well was the fact that it was a bit one-dimensional scenario. They were always looking to go through that right wing where Madhushan De Silva usually takes his place. This time, having been caught offside, defenders' fans will be hoping that their team have come into this game with a bit more of a creative approach to their attack.
Spot on, Bilal. And we just saw the youngster Rashid Asif with a strong challenge there. And you can tell. And number 9 goes for the shot! What a save by Sahan Hirushika. And Ganeshan Satish took one touch and only had the goal on his mind. He reached down low to keep that out. And now the Blue Eagles have fashioned themselves a corner. Pure striking instincts there, Bilal. One touch, turn, finish.
Yeah, Ganeshan Satish. Brilliant strike from him. And equally good save from Sahan Hirushika. Corner dealt with by the defenders. It's Firaz Zahir, the number 10 for the Blue Eagles, just bundled out of touch there. The coach, S.A. Pereira, will have a lot on his mind. Coach for the defenders, he'll have to make do with his second tier team here. But nevertheless, credits to him, they've done quite well so far. And here's the ball into some space now. a little too much on that and not a lot of chases. We'll give Mohammad Murshid opportunity to restart play. Here's the captain who will play it forward. Blue Eagles will be looking to create some momentum for themselves here, but Prince is being taken down and lobbed into the box there.
And now Blue Eagles on the attack, this time from the left. Into space here, a mistimed clearance and just walked out of play. It could have been a foul if the man went down, because that challenge from number 27, Udara Soisa, was a bit of a rough one. But he gets the ball for a throw and he goes long and right out of play. And whose ball will it be? It was not too clear. And it seems like a retake. Once again thanking his lucky stars as the possession remains with the defenders. And a long throw once again. Flicked over. And it's the same result as before, as the Blue Eagles get into position. Over the top. Cleared right back. And picked up by number 10, Firas Zahir. A high physical press from the defenders' second team. Jostling for the ball. And Udara Soisa comes off the better man. One more over the top this time, onto the left side. Can he get the cross in? And it's a heavy touch which rolls it out of play. Tuan Rahim, the head coach, impressed by that attack and showing courage to loft the ball into space without taking too much time, as the defenders will be looking to get that early goal and set the tone for the game. Chance to do damage here. And out quickly.
Just above quarter half an hour so far, Senal. And I have to say there haven't been any real attacking threats from either of these teams so far. There has been some pressure put on by the Blue Eagles. However, they haven't been able to convert it into any sort of momentum per se. Defenders have been able to deal with that, and defenders have been able to deal with Prince there as well. He'll be important for Blue Eagles today in that midfield. And defenders having realized that. Another lob into the box there, dealt properly by Sahan Hirushika. Defenders having realized the threat Prince can pose, they've looked to mark him. And whenever he's tried to just move forward with the ball, he has been crowded by around 2 to 3 defenders there.
That definitely is a yellow card. He made the foul and tried to grab the ball. A costly error. And look at the reaction from the coach. And now we have a Blue Eagles player on the books. Seems like Udara Deshan, number 21, is the guilty man. An absolute lapse in concentration. And that's around 70 plus minutes. He'll have to play with that on his shoulder. Teammates in the middle. Cleared away. And no chance for a counter. And the defenders seem to have got a grip of the game, as they're starting to have more of the ball. And that could be the commentator's curse, as the Blue Eagles receive possession right after. Sahan Hirshika with the ball at his feet, showing a lot of confidence in front of goal, and showed some fine goalkeeping before to push that shot of Ganesh and Satish away. Another strong tackle. And he's chasing, he's through on goal. Number 24, 1v1, and he's finished it. Stefan Fernando for the Blue Eagles has opened the scoring. The opening statement by the forward. Cool, calm and composed in front of goal. He was faster than the defender who was marking him. That bit of acceleration put him through. It was a clearance at first, but it fell perfectly into his stride.
Goal for Blue Eagles.
He didn't even need a first touch.
Number 24.
He took it on the bounce with a bobble and slotted it into the bottom left. A clinical finish by the man up front. And Tuan Rahim will be ecstatic with that. There's not much Sahan Hirshika could have done there, as it was placed right in the corner. The first clear-cut chance of the game, and the Blue Eagles have put it away. Bilal, that was something special.
Yes, brilliant awareness by Stefan Fernando there, just making sure that he pounced on that loose pass by the defenders. There were two defenders converging on that pass, but he just managed to outpace them, bursting through. And then what a brilliant finish, Senal. So often we've seen in this Super League 2026 where there have been some clear-cut opportunities and the attackers just haven't been able to capitalize on them. But Stefan Fernando definitely showing his class with that strike. Deceitful shot into the box past Sahan Hiroshika. That's exactly what you want to see from your forwards, and that's exactly what Stefan Fernando has delivered. And Blue Eagles will find them one up in this game against the defenders at around the 20th minute. And now the defenders under a bit of pressure, and that's Stefan Fernando's first goal in this season as well, as the graphics show. Venomous tackle there.
Stefan Fernando with number 24 on his back. Bit of an unorthodox number for a striker or a forward of some sort. And it could mean something special. And if he ends up being the man of the match today, we could pose the question, what does number 24 signify to you, Stefan? The camera is on number 2, Sivakumar Dilukshan. Can he be the man to get the defenders back on level terms? A long throw. Teammates in the middle. Force to number 14. And two crunching tackles, which won the ball for the Blue Eagles. But again, a rushed through ball over the top, looking for either Stefan Fernando or Ganesh and Satish. And I must say, Bilal, the first goal, it came from a clearance. And I doubt it was actually an intentional through ball, because it did take the defenders off guard as well.
Yeah, it definitely did. And Stefan Fernando did quite well to just pause on that opportunity there. We have previously spoken about those through balls as well, those flighted through balls, and we've seen a lot of teams employ that, but just feel like most of those opportunities have just given the opposition team back the ball, gifted it to them. But an anomaly would be the Upcountry Lions yesterday, who played so brilliantly and who put that to use ever so well. Every time they played that through ball over the top, their wingers were always able to get to that one, and that's exactly what we want to see when these teams employ those long range passes as well.
Stay calm, says Firas Zahir. And that was a quick 25 minutes as we go into our first hydration break of the game. And the Blue Eagles can be quite pleased with their start. They have been the better team and they have scored the only chance that they've got. And Tuan Rahim would like to compliment his striker for getting them over the line for now. And Bilal, what do you think S.A. Pereira would tell his second team of defenders?
First of all, I believe that he will be asking them to forget that they are, in fact, that they do have, in fact, the tag of being the second team, because today they are the main face for these defenders. They'll be the starting 11, the first 11, and he'll want them to play like it. And he's given plenty of opportunities for these youngsters as well to show that they can make an impact. And they'll be hoping to grasp at this opportunity also, because this is the highest level of club football played in Sri Lanka. And a lot of eyes will be in this Super League as well. And if they can impress upon those coaches, if they can impress upon the crowd and whoever is involved with Football Sri Lanka who are here today, who are watching this match, they'll definitely be able to make an impact for themselves. And this was that previous goal. Look at that finish, Senal. Steven Fernando putting on those afterburners. And just ever so slightly, not even striking it, rather a gentle caress into the back of the net past Sahan Hirushika. That's just lovely to see. Yeah, you can see the relief there and the celebrations. The Blue Eagles, they know that they've been looking for the taste of that first victory in this Super League 2026. And you can see the intensity in both these camps. The coach, Tuan Rahim, making sure his players are pumped up as they walk on. Defenders will have to make sure that they up their body language as well. A few drooping shoulders there. Plenty of chances created by the Blue Eagles as well early on. They kept piling that pressure on the defenders, and that's perhaps what resulted in that unforced error from their defense as well.
Definitely, it was an unforced error which caused that. And even the goal, the defender wasn't on his toes. He wasn't aware. He wasn't expecting the clearance to bounce exactly where it did. And that millisecond cost his team their first goal. A small nudge from behind and the referee says play on. And another lofted ball into the left flank. And out-muscled with ease by number 27, Udara Soesa. He's been all over the pitch today, and wherever you see the action, wherever you see the ball, he seems to pop up. And even though he's playing at right back, it seems like he's playing across the defense.
Yeah, Udara Soesa was one of those other players for defenders who was a standout player in that previous match as well. he'll be looking to carry on his good form into this game also. And defenders, they've managed to get possession away from these Blue Eagles. And play will be called back for foul by referee Asif Askar. Here's Abdin Fayaz, who will be looking to find one of those yellow jerseys up front. He goes for that left flank where he'll find one, and he has to make sure this cross is perfect. Cross comes in, but straight into the hands of the goalkeeper, Mohammad Murshid. Easy does it for him. And the cross really had to be a bit better than that, Senal. Yeah, plenty of space as well to deal with it.
Exactly, Bilal. He was quite comfortable in dealing with that cross. Picked it up with both hands and didn't even have to lift his knees to block the attacker from getting towards it. And once again, a lack of intensity, a lack of intent from the defenders to get on the edge of that cross, to get on the end of that cross, I beg your pardon. And another slightly aimless through ball, you could say, Bilal. It seems like the midfielders are lofting the ball into space at every opportunity they get, and they don't really look up to see if the attacker is there or not. They do pass it into space, which could give them some sort of advantage, as it did with the first goal, but it all depends on how the defenders react and whether they are ready or not for these first time through balls.
Here's opportunity on the left flank once again. Cross comes in. He just has to put it in the back of the net. Close chance for Chaturanga Pereira there. He was at the right place at the right time. Perfect placement by him, and Madhushan De Silva with that cross as well, if I'm not mistaken, the captain. The defenders for the Blue Eagles losing out on that. He should have really capitalized on that, Senal. He should have put that one into the back of the net. Here the defenders will really be ruining that chance.
To be honest, Bilal, as a striker myself who only played at school level, those chances with the bobble are honestly a lot more difficult than it looks. Especially when you have to time it. You have to think of the contact point and adjust according to the box. Into the box here, and well dealt with there by the keeper for the defenders, and a shot straight at the keeper again, and there might be another. It's a bit of a scrap in the box, and finally cleared away, and a double save by the defenders keeper Mohammad Murshid. I beg your pardon, Sahan Hiroshika. And he'll be proud of that one. And once again, he's called into action. And he picks it up with ease.
Yeah, he's putting in a good shift here, Sahan Hiroshika. Saved shot after shot here. Here's Prince on the ball now. Prince looking for someone on the right wing. Will find none. And defenders looking to put some pressure on the Blue Eagles attack now. A lot of air time on the ball, as it will be headed back and forth, but ultimately it will be the Blue Eagles who come away with it. Firaz Zahir with the throw-in.
A real chance for the Blue Eagles to double their lead, but Sahan Hiroshika with that double save. I know the second one came right at him, but it still takes a lot, and we have another look. He got in front of the Blue Eagles attacker to punch it away. And even the second ball into the box gave a clear chance at a half volley. But going back to that missed chance by Chaturanga Pereira, it's so common for attackers to lean back in order to get good contact on the ball, and they forget to keep their head down, to keep their knees low, and ensure that the ball is kept under the crossbar. He'll be thinking about that chance all game, and I really hope, for his sake, that he manages to redeem himself, because for an attacker, that could stay on your mind for a long time. And here's a chance for a cross, and a lovely tackle from Ravindu Fernando. That could have been dangerous, Bilal.
Yeah, and the defenders now playing quite well also in attack. Just know where their players are supposed to be, and they're playing into that space. Corner taken shot. Looking for the cross. Here's the cross that comes in. Defenders still with an opportunity here. Once again puts it into the box. The header still going on the defenders, but the ball will be snatched away from the feet of the captain by Kiselpi Prince. And the defenders now putting on ample pressure on the Blue Eagles defense, but Blue Eagles holding on quite well.
Seems like Chamit Disanayaka is on the ground for now. We'll probably need a replay to see what happened to him. Was it a non-contact injury, which is one of the worst things that could happen to a footballer? He's clutching his right knee. And now we're getting a second look. Wasn't too clear from that angle, but it seems like he's back on his feet as play continues. I'm really hoping, and now it's in the box once again, and a chance, and collected in fine fashion by the Blue Eagles keeper Mohammad Murshid. Mohammad Adif, the marquee player, got his head on the ball but couldn't do enough damage. And the ball is cleared back to Murshid, who chests the ball, oozing confidence in front of the sticks as he manages to hold on to his clean sheet after 37 minutes of play. A sharp turn there, and the youngster clips it into the center. There's a chance, and space closed down well by the defenders. Once again, a bit of a clumsy tackle there. You can't class that as a 50-50, Bilal, because he came from the side and was far from the ball.
Unnecessary as well when you are so close to the box, giving the Blue Eagles an opportunity with a free kick here. Firaz Zahir will be the one to take it. He was the one who was fouled as well. He has a man on his left flank who is marked now, just looking to spread the defense as wide as possible here. Five men in that box, and going straight at goal. Huge collision there that time. That definitely didn't look too good there. Sahan Hirushika. Both players, their eye on the ball, completely unintentional, that one. Here's the replay. Not the prettiest sight. And a collision of heads there. Hopefully the players will recover from that, but both of them completely eyes on the ball.
Seems like Rohan Fernando, the captain, got the brunt of that impact. A straight punch into the side of his head by Sahan Hirushika. I'm not sure why Hirushika is holding his head, because it seems like his hands made direct contact with Roshan. And on a second look, I can see exactly why he was holding his head. He missed Rohan Fernando's head with his hands, but he clipped his own head on Rohan, and it was a clash of heads at some intensity, and we can see blood pouring from Rohan Fernando's head. He's walking off. I'm sure he's a tough man who would ensure that he carries on, but Sahan Hirushika looks to be in some trouble. And it really was the slow motion replay, Bilal, which let us see what exactly happened. Because at first glance, it looked like the punch missed the ball and got the head. But unfortunately, a clash of heads could lead to a concussion. And now the defenders, who still haven't managed to get on the score sheet, have had quite a few chances. The clearest one, of course, for Chaturanga Pereira. But there were a few others, like the header from Mohammad Adif. It didn't quite land to his attacker. You can see ice being put on the side of his head. And we pray for a speedy recovery. The intent shown by both players was the cause of this injury. And hats off to them for showing courage and bravery. And we just hope that it didn't come at a large cost and they both can continue this game. As Hirushika is slowly helped up. Seems to be somewhat stable at the minute. And we'll definitely see around 4 to 5 minutes of added time once the halftime whistle is blown. Rohan Fernando, of course, a stocky lad, able to withstand that blow. A slight cut near his right eye as he's being patched up on the sidelines. Instructions being given to the captain of the defenders, number 14, Madhushan De Silva, in deep conversation with S.A. Pereira, his coach. As we look at the sequence again, a brilliant ball into the box by Firas Zahir. And most of the time you feel like the keeper would hesitate to come out and punch the ball. But not Sahan. He went for it. And Rohan gambled as well. And he's back on his feet, which is a good sign. But we await the result on whether he's able to continue. And in contrast to Rohan's right eye, It's Sahan's left eye, which seems to have a patch right above the eye, to be specific. And kudos to both of them, staying on for their team with just a goal to separate both of them. And on the other end, we can see the goal, which is pretty much a clearance. An absolute raw pace from Stefan Fernando, getting ahead of number 9, Chamira Mendes, who was far too slow in catching up to the ball. A clinical finish into the near post. And what caught my eye was the celebration and how his teammates surrounded him. A sign of togetherness and brotherhood for the Blue Eagles, as the fans look quite nervous, and we could only assume that they are supporters of the defenders. Shades of concern all round as Sahan Hiroshika, he steps up for the goal kick, but Chamira Mendes opts to take it from him to reduce the burden. And now we have 9 minutes of added time due to the stoppage, as the Blue Eagles pick up from where they left off. A ball into the box, claimed comfortably, and this time the Blue Eagles attacker didn't charge directly to the ball, kept a bit of space, probably due to a bit of concern from the previous situation. Cleared into the defender's half with absolutely no pressure, as it's headed back to the keeper. And Zoisa with a long throw, cleared away. And as we've seen in the Premier League, the rise in set pieces and long throws has caught on to the Super League of Sri Lanka, as Soisa with teammates in the middle, a chance, and cleared away. This time Prince goes for a through ball, and Stefan Fernando, who was on course for a brace today, has been flagged for offside. On second look there, I think he was behind the halfway line.
Looks like quite a harsh call there, Senal. Will be interesting to see once again. But the referee's call is final. He has a better view from down there. And play will resume. Once again, the defenders now with an opportunity to lob that ball into the box. They have plenty of numbers inside. Wall consisting of 2 men. Defenders would be so happy if they could go into halftime with a goal to their name, equalizing the score here. There will be a small hold up in play as a man goes down. I've seen plenty of this, like you did mention, Senal, in the Premier League as well. Here's the captain, Madhushan De Silva, with a cross in. Brilliantly dealt with there by Mohamed Murshid. And the counter is on now Long ball in. Not a lot of defenders. Stefan Fernando with an opportunity. But brilliantly dealt with on this side of the park once again. By the number 9 for the defenders, Shamira Mendes, bringing in all his experience to the fore, making sure Stefan Fernando doesn't get to that ball, putting him just between the ball and the man. And Sahan Hiroshika seems to have gone down now, and does look like there might be a concussion substitute here. Not the most encouraging signs here, Sena, for the defenders, man who has done so well for his team. Had some brilliant saves as well, but scary sights as he will have to be stretchered off.
Agreed, Bilal. The way he went down there, he managed to pick up the ball and seemed to collapse. And even when he was on the ground there, his body was bent in an odd position. And the medic just moved his legs to the side so he can lie down in a relaxed manner. But this is definitely very, very scary to see. I really hope it's something not too serious, but he'll have to be rushed to hospital, because a head injury is nothing to be taken lightly. And on comes the substitute, the keeper Krisho for the defenders. And sometimes it's not the best decision to keep playing if you feel like your body is saying no. And Sahan Hiroshika tried his best. You have to rate and respect his bravery. But I really hope it didn't come at a big cost. A lot of concern amongst his teammates and the referee. He is a slightly smaller man compared to Rohan Fernando, who clashed with him. So you could expect the brunt of the impact to go to him, especially when Rohan was attacking the ball. That forward momentum could increase the power at which his head received that blow. And thoughts and prayers for Sahan Hiroshika, as we really hope he'll recover soon from this. If we receive any updates within the next 45 minutes, we'll definitely share it with the audience. And here's another replay. Absolutely no malice involved by either, and it was just unfortunate. And number 33, Punyamurthy Krisho, is on the field, taking the spot of Sahan Hiroshika. And a good opportunity for this marquee player, the youngster who's under 23. He might be the goalkeeper for the defenders for the rest of this tournament if things stay as it is. And he'll have some big shoes to fill. Pressed heavily there by the defenders, and somehow the Seahawks retain the ball. 8 minutes of added time played, with 9 minutes total. But there might be a couple more due to the second stoppage. Cleared away by the defenders. Prince. An inventive flick there, but read well by the defenders midfielder. And he should have done better there. They had some momentum, but a misplaced pass gives possession back to the Blue Eagles. Possession swapped between both teams in most of the throw-ins, but the defenders have a chance here. And still with the ball, number 24 and number 20. Back to 24 and volleyed just wide. Sonal Apsara and Mohammad Adif almost combining for the first goal in this tournament for the defenders. He struck it sweetly, but a couple of inches wide. Mohammad Murshid looked like he had it covered, but I beg to differ. Mohammad Adif has been a bit of a threat to the Blue Eagles. Clean sheet and another through ball. And it seems like a corner kick for the Blue Eagles. And the first one about to be faced by the keeper, Krisho. His cross-claiming ability will be tested here. Will it be taken short? Lofted into the middle. Cleared rather unconvincingly. But out it goes for a goal kick. Oh, silky feet there. A sensational nutmeg. And now an absolutely wasted opportunity there by Mohammad Adif. It's rare to see that from a player of his ilk, but it comes to nothing at the end, and he should have made more of that. The ball bobbling in the box. And the scuffle has taken control. And a wayward effort. Stefan Fernando in the mix of it again. And had a half chance to make it 2 goals to the Blue Eagles. And cleared away. Almost out of the park. As the defenders try to create something. Lofted into the box. Headed away by the captain. As we move into the 14th minute of added time. Here's a chance. Over the bar. As the referee blows for half time. From that angle, it was quite obvious that it would either go over the bar or straight at the keeper. A last-ditch attempt by the attacker. As the players walk off for half-time. Rohan Fernando looking quite alright after that collision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the score at halftime is Blue Eagles 1, Defenders FC 0.
It started off as a very physical encounter. And it was quite strange how a concerning injury occurred. And it was unintentional, even though most of the fouls were. And it's halftime in the Super League 2026, the final game of week 3. And the Blue Eagles lead 1-0 against the Defenders. And let's have a look at the highlights of this first half. The very first foul there and a yellow card within 3 minutes as Prince. The first brilliant save by Sahan Hiroshika. He made it look quite easy. And that was a bit of a brain fade by number 21, Udara Deshan. And a simple, clinical finish by Stefan Fernando. Made a run into the box. Was way faster than his defender. And slotted it in. And since then, the defenders have had a large share of the chances. Especially Chaturanga Pereira, who was there in front of goal on his left foot. And the crosses have proved to be quite dangerous for the defenders. And that was the fateful injury. And this ball into the box by the captain, Madhushan De Silva. And as we move into a commercial break, we hope to see you in the second half. Thank you.
පාපන්දුව අපිට විශේෂයි. 2024 වෙනකොට අපි හිටියේ පාපන්දු ලෝක ශ්‍රේණිගත කිරීම වල 206 වෙනි ස්ථානයේ. අපි දැන් 187 වෙනි ස්ථානය දක්වා ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා.
සරසරටම එකතු වෙන ජය පිටියක්
රටවල් 20ක් අවුරුදු එකහමාරක් වගේ ඇතුළත අභිබවලා ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. ඒක මම හිතන්නේ පාපන්දු ශේෂ්ත්‍රය අපිට විශාල ජයග්‍රහණයක්. තව මෙතනත් ඉස්සරහට ගිහිල්ලා අපිට ආසියාවේ හොඳම කණ්ඩායම් බවට පත් වෙන්න අපි උත්සාහ දරමින් ඉන්නවා.
අපි දිනමු ජය ගමන පෙරට අපි දිනමු
ක්‍රීඩකයන් අතර පාපන්දු ක්‍රීඩාව ජනප්‍රිය කරන්න අපි විශාල උත්සාහයක් ගනිමින් ඉන්නවා. අපිට මේ අවුරුද්දේ අපි උත්සාහ ගන්නේ ඊළඟට අපිට එන දකුණු ආසියානු පාපන්දු තරඟාවලියේ කුසලානය දිනා ගන්න අපි තරඟ කරන්න තමයි අපි සැලසුම් කරන්නේ. අවුරුදු 31කට පස්සේ අපි මේ උත්සාහය ගන්න. මොකද අපි අවුරුදු 31කින් කුසලානය ජයග්‍රහණය කළා නැහැ. ඉතින් ඒ වෙනුවෙන් අපි වැඩසටහන් ගණනාවක් හදලා තියෙනවා.
බන්දු පාපන්දු දිනමු 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 නැත වේග නැත වාද රට දිනන තැනට හැමදේම
finds a pass. Here's an opportunity. What a shot! And Leon Barrera wrecks the network for the home side in what was an absolutely beautiful move for Sri Lanka. Sam Durant down this left flank, running into space, squares it, and what an assist!
Oh, what a play.
Went through the first 40. Silva making a break in the corner. Drives it in the middle.
And that's the first goal. It's Raja Mohan. The 2-goal cushion will really put Chinese Taipei out of this tie. And once again now, De Silva, as we mentioned about that 2-goal cushion.
And now we are about to kick off the second half. And it'll be interesting to see what the coaches have said to their players, especially S.A. Pereira for the Defenders FC, because they really struggled to create some clear-cut chances in that half. And the Blue Eagles most probably will continue what they've been doing all half and try to get that second goal and seal the game. And a big half in store for number 33, the keeper, Krisho, who came on for Sahan Hiroshika, who had a nasty clash of heads with Rohan Fernando and had to be taken off in a stretcher. And the defenders kick off from right to left and continue their strategy of a long ball into the wings, which didn't really cause much damage to the Blue Eagles. As we have a long throw from Soisa, as he picks it up again. A heavy touch. He keeps a hold of it. And a miscued kick there gives possession right back to the Blue Eagles. And we expect another lofted pass, this time into no man's land. And one there by number 24. And Rohan Pereira tries to block the shot. And just wide. What a chance for Sonal Apsara Bilal.
Sonal Apsara just had to curve that ball in but couldn't get enough on that, and it'll go right across the face of goal. Defenders with an early chance in the second half. Positive signs, however, for the defenders. In their previous match, they went ahead with this same team, but they couldn't really get things going. But this time, they are showing a massive improvement in terms of chances created by the attack as well. And it's not just the captain, Madhushan De Silva, who has been dynamic today. A lot of the other players have come to the fore when it has come to that attack as well. And their midfield is much improved also But nevertheless, plenty of room for much more improvements and all. But positive signs, however, for this defenders team. They just have to make sure that they convert this momentum that they've just been able to sort of create into some chances here and put the Blue Eagles under a bit of pressure. And once again, advancing into that area. Here's the captain, tries to control that ball, gives it away to Sonal Apsara once again. Apsara with the cross. Opportunity for the defenders. Brilliantly done by the Blue Eagles defense to keep them away. Just one touch too many inside that box.
Some silky feet there, Bilal. Sonal Apsara with a devastating cross. Cutback, you could say. And Mohammad Adif. He faked it with his right foot. Right over there. He takes a first touch. Sends the defender to the shop. But as he was about to take his second shot with his left, two Eagles defenders blocked the entire path. And credit where credit's due. That's a sensational block.
Yeah, it definitely is. The captain also making sure he puts his team behind that shot. Close shave for the Blue Eagles.
Rashid Asif, the number 14, just 18 years old, still on the pitch in the second half. We just saw him get some advice from his coach, and the coach didn't look too happy. But the fact that he's trusted him in the starting 11 shows a lot. Mohammad Khurshid about to take this free kick. And lofted far into the opposition box. A bit of a hash. He's made a bit of a hash of it there, Krisho. In two minds whether to claim it or let it go, and in the end, he somewhat dived out of the way. A nervy start in the second half for the substitute keeper. As he goes long, a thundering kick almost into the opposition box. Shouts for a tackle there, for a foul, but the referee says play on. As the defenders look to get the momentum they had before in the first 5 minutes of this half. Slightly overcast, cloudy conditions here in Prince of Wales Avenue. And I would say perfect conditions for Sri Lanka, as the afternoon sun, the evening sun is extremely tough on the players. And we have our first substitution of this second half.
For the Defenders FC.
Defenders bring in.
And
the defenders have a chance here. A block. The ball bouncing all over the place. And out for a throw in. And Krisho comes inside. A lovely punch there from Mohammad Khurshid.
Senal, you just love to see this sort of a substitution coming in early on in the second half. Chaturanga Pereira out, Niroshan Pathirana in, and Niroshan Pathirana is a forward. So a defender taken out, and an insight as to the mindset of the defenders right now. They are looking to attack. They are not just looking to sit back and absorb any pressure. They want a goal here. They want to strike back. This is crucial for the defenders now. They know they're on the cusp of scoring a goal for themselves, having come quite close in plenty of occasions. Defenders once again going shot after shot. The Blue Eagles getting in their way. Here's De Soisa.
We've seen a lot of players kick the ball away whenever it's a throw-in or a set piece. And we saw certain players get yellow cards last season in the Premier League and 2 seasons ago, to be exact. But it seems like the same rules don't apply here in the Super League, which is quite nice to see. But definitely the defending team or attacking team who loses time with the ball kicked away would not really appreciate it. A clip ball into the box. Bit of miscommunication there. And another collision between the keeper and the attacker. And this time it's Mohamed Khurshid. Mohamed Murshid, I beg your pardon. Fortunately, not a clash of heads this time, but more of Murshid's hip hitting the defender's attacker, Sonal Apsara. Both players down, and we really hope it's not a repeat of what we saw before, Bilal.
Yeah, hopefully not. The collisions being a bit more on the torso than the upper side of the body. And Sonal Apsara, although he has been pegged as a defender in our starting list, has definitely made those forward runs into the box. And he has shown the quality on the ball he has with those crosses as well. There I see some nervous faces in the crowd for both these teams. Blue Eagles with just a 1-goal lead here. Defenders knocking at the door. Bit of a discussion there between the number 10 and 28 Prince and Firaz Zahir, the 2 midfielders for the Blue Eagles. Would like to see Kisegbi Prince just being infused a little bit more into the attack. We haven't seen a lot of him on the ball, save for those first few instances in the first half. And the quality he has on the ball, it feels like it's quite important that they just give him that playmaking role.
Sonal Apsara struggling to get on his feet, but finally we see him make it. And Prince in deep talk, in deep discussion with his manager, Tuan Rahim. And over the shoulder, a bit of encouragement there, as Bilal mentioned before. He wasn't on the ball as much as expected, and we really hope that changes in this half, because he is one top quality midfielder. The only foreign player on the pitch as well. Let me see our first substitution for the Blue Eagles. Number 19 is out with an injury, and that would be Kavini Dunetsara. And on comes number 15, Rasik Askar. Another marquee player, a young man, who's under 23, getting an opportunity to show his coach what he's made of. Hoping to pair up with Prince in midfield. Rasik Askar.
Substitution for the Blue Eagles.
The game has simmered down since that first goal and since the start of this second half. And you can see it on the fans' faces. They don't seem too excited with the state of play. And maybe it's a bit of concern as well due to the amount of injuries and tackles flying across the pitch. No foul there. A lovely through ball for the defenders, and this time Across into the box. Can they make it count? A chance. Scuffed it.
Goes a begging once again for the defenders. Madhushan De Silva, the captain, ever so good with those crosses, but just not making the most suitable runs, I would say. The attack of the defenders, they'll still find themselves looking for that first goal that has been eluding them for almost an hour now. Once again, another collision there. Mohammad Murshid coming off of his line into that ball. And will we be seeing another yellow card? Some heated discussions there between the players and the referees. And looking for some sort of medical aid. The players. Mohammad Murshid has been brilliant in goal for the Blue Eagles so far. Some rather careless runs also, I would say, from the attacker in that instance. Just running straight into the keeper who got there first.
Can't believe what I'm seeing, Bilal. Another collision. And I think personally the attacker should have watched it a bit more, because he took his eyes off about 2 seconds before the ball bounced in front of the keeper. And I think it was Murshid's right to go and charge for the ball, but he cleaned him out, and I think that was number 20 for the defenders. We'll have another look there. The way he fell was very, very scary, right on his back, on his spine. It's the attacker, Mohammad Adif, midfielder, I beg your pardon. A straight knee to the side of the ribs at full force, and he falls on his spine as well, holding his head as it bounced off the ground. This does not look good at all. From the second minute of the game, we knew it would be very physical. A bit different to the previous Super League games we've commentated on, Bilal. And I really hope we can make it to 90 minutes without another serious injury.
Yeah, we've already had Sahan Hiroshige walk off after taking a blow to the head, continuing play and then collapsing unprompted. And once again, now we're seeing Mohammad Murshid on the floor. Concerning signs, he has been brilliant on goal for the Blue Eagles. Coach and the captain just having a drawn out conversation here. The captain has done quite well to get those crosses into the box. He has been brilliant on the wing, just not able to convert those crosses into goals. And good signs here as Mohammad Murshid is back on his feet. Quick sip of water, and looks like he will be right as rain, thanks to the medics as well, who have responded quite well throughout this entire tournament whenever there have been any injuries. Those are the people who sometimes go unnoticed, but who credit should be given to.
Glad to see Mohammad Adif back on his feet, especially after that nasty challenge into his ribs.
And a little bit of blood flowing from the mouth of Mohammad Adif as well. And the referee has asked him to receive some medical attention as he walks onto the bench. Play will continue here with Mohammad Murshid. looking to restart proceedings.
Clipped in but dealt with quite effortlessly by the defenders' defense. And Krisho looking for options. And he finds his midfielder in a slightly unnatural manner. And the Blue Eagles look to counter. There might be a chance for the defenders, but intercepted and just cleared away. Possession thrown away every time by both teams. They lack a lot of control in midfield. And I'm only comparing these to the top teams in this Super League, which are renowned Upcountry Lions and also the Seahawks. There's a lot more dynamism, connection and passing between the midfield and the attack. Whereas what we've seen here today is constant clearances from the defenders. A bit of kick and run, which has been seen in a lot of school football games. Not to be disrespectful or anything, but they definitely have enough quality in midfield to take the ball, to control it and spray it wide. But it seems extremely rushed. And I doubt neither of the coaches will be happy with this one. And a chance for the defenders. Can he volley it? And cleared away in the nick of time. And that was a half chance. And the defenders have racked up quite a number of half chances in the last 5 minutes and in the final 10 minutes of the first half. And the momentum has definitely shifted onto them. Teammates in the box. Sonal Apsara went for it first time, but he could have taken a touch, as that was a rough angle to shoot. And calmly taken out of defense, but given right back to the Blue Eagles. Dancing feet, gliding past players, and there's a chance, and it goes begging. It comes to nothing at the end, and he should have made more of that. I presume it was his weak left foot, because more than a miscued hit, it really lacked the necessary technique and power. A nice turn and a good idea there by number 15, Rasik Askar, the substitute, who's put on to make a difference. And he's showing glimpses of something that the defenders were missing. A lovely turn. Touch out wide by Rohan Pereira. Rohan Fernando, I beg your pardon. And a chance. And a crunching tackle. Did he get the ball there? It did not seem like it. And Stefan Fernando clutching his knee. And during that entire fiasco, we're having a substitute as well. Number 99, the foreign player Doku Felix. It's a pretty spectacular name.
The Blue Eagles.
Similar to Jeremy Doku of Manchester
Player
City.
number 9.
This player is also a forward, and let's hope
He's replaced
he can
by
produce
player number 99,
what Doku does on the wings. And as predicted before, he definitely got the man before the ball. And he's quite lucky to escape a yellow card there. But the ball goes out for a corner. And once again, Udar Deshan steps up. A right footer from the right side can only mean one thing. They're going for an outswinger. And clipped inside a tad bit too much as they have to recycle the ball, and he found no one with that cross. A wasted opportunity from the set piece. An attempt at a crisp 1-2, but won back by the defenders, and the ball almost made it to the attacker. But the number 7 for the Blue Eagles, Ravindu Fernando, was in the right place at the right time to intercept that. Bilal, it seems like the defenders have found a bit of a foot in this game and are finding a few more chances than before.
Yeah, they're definitely doing quite well here. Madhushan De Silva once again carrying the attack for the defenders. Now the cross into the box that Morshid deals well with.
Once again, a cross slightly too heavy for the attacker. And Murshid is down at the minute. We really hope that the previous collision has nothing to do with this. But he is looking like he is struggling with something as he jogs off gingerly. And a trademark long goal kick from Murshid. This time possession wasn't lost, and Prince trying to find a pocket of space, but he's passed it out wide. And we have number 19 for the defenders coming inside.
Substitution for the defenders.
Sinnaya Wasidaran.
20.
And one of the more dynamic players of the defenders, Mohammad Adif, is off the field.
Player number 20, Mohammad Adif.
This does not look very good
by player number
for
19,
the defenders,
Sinnaya
as they
Wasidaran.
seem to be losing quite a number of star players. But now Sonal Apsara looking to try something by himself. But the Blue Eagles are just way too compact in the box as they deal with the problem with relative ease. It looks scrappy, but there was absolutely no space for the attacker to find a cross or take a shot. A chance here. A decent volley, but once again, the sensational defensive shape of the Blue Eagles comes to the rescue. And another set piece, this time played short. Crisp footwork there, he cuts inside, and that might be a penalty. And the referee says no. He had a clear view of that. And it was very tight, Bilal. On first look, I thought he clipped his man.
Yeah, perhaps the referee deeming that he went well. He went down on his own. Was a bit of contact, and will be interesting to see that replay. But nevertheless, play will resume here. Defenders still looking for their first goal. Here's that replay. Yeah, definitely. Didn't look like much there, Sena. The referee, Asif, gets it right. Captain looking for some sort of reprieve here. Defenders doing quite brilliantly to find themselves continuously in that box. However, just not able to convert these so many chances that they've gotten into goals here, Senal.
Agreed, Bilal. The defenders have created a number of half chances, but nothing too clear cut apart from that one chance to side foot half volley it into the goal in the first half, as they keep lobbing the ball into dangerous areas, but now the attackers seem to occupy those spaces. And on second look of that penalty, the referee was spot on. A fantastic job so far by Asif Askar, because that was way too soft to be given, and from the different angle that we saw in the replay, it was very, very clear. Another rough challenge and a late dive from Prince. Nothing doing, says the referee. And now it's 2 against 4. And the Blue Eagles, an extremely scuffed effort. He's absolutely fluffed his lines with that one.
Rather tame shot that one, and will give the opportunity for the defenders to counter here. Defenders find their captain. It's done so well. Here's the overlapping run. Cross into the box. Straight into the hands of Mohammad Murshid. Needed to get a better angle than that one there. Defenders, however, maintaining possession of the ball once again. Will put it into the box. Still going here, the defenders. Blue Eagles will do well to recover. Looking for Steven Fernando again this time. You have to say the Blue Eagles, they played quite well in that first half, but the second half has been all about the defenders' effort. But they just haven't been able to find that final flourish, Senal, that final finish. That's so important.
And the game has turned into a bit of a stalemate. But in other news, the transfer window in European football, especially the Premier League, is still open and heating up at the minute. We saw today morning where Bruno Guimaraes was confirmed as a new signing for Arsenal at £75 million. And the Premier League champions have, that's a cross into the box, cleared away. And as I was saying, the Premier League champions have strengthened their midfield by adding Bruno Guimaraes to that double pivot with Declan Rice. And also, if you look at Chelsea, they've signed a couple of experienced players who are slightly past their prime in Danny Welbeck and Xabi Alonso. As the defenders, there's a chance for the through ball and the final pass. Can he take the shot here? And he scuffed it once again. The bobble on the pitch can be blamed for that, but what a chance. On his left foot, he'll be kicking himself with that one. And headed away. And the defenders keep hold of the ball. And another lofted ball. Straight at the keeper this time. And we have less than 15 minutes left to play. And the score is still 1-0 to the Blue Eagles. And Tuan Rahim is about to make another substitution. It'll be interesting to see if it's an attacker or a defender. Will he be looking to close out this game or get a second goal and wrap it up? This time it's number 13 for the Blue Eagles, John Steben, who is a forward. And that's what the viewers would like to see. A forward into the mix, and hoping to make a difference. Because if he had brought on a defender, you could only expect him to park the bus and try to hold on to this lead. Teammates in the middle, rising above everyone. But number 2, Sivakumar Dilukshan, is unable to direct his header on target. It was a rough angle, to be fair. But S.A. Pereira, the defender's coach, will have a lot to say. A long throw on the edge of the box and unable to keep under control by the number 9 Chamira Mendes. He'll be disappointed with that one. And in conditions like these, it's the technical players who really stand out. The men who are able to make a difference, especially in midfield and attack. Because the defense has been quite solid for both teams, except for that minor lapse in concentration for the defenders. And it looks like number 23 was trying to fashion an opportunity. The Blue Eagles play it around in midfield as they spray it wide, this time by Prince. And a bit too much as Doku Felix was chasing that. He hasn't had much of the ball since coming on, and we haven't seen what he's capable of. And we really hope that would change in the final 10 minutes.
You have to feel for the defenders, Senal. They've done pretty decently here in the second half. We've just not managed to find that goal. This time, once again, the shot just a little too much on it. Not able to keep it down. Defenders will still be looking at a deficit of 1 goal here. 1 goal to equal things here. They'll take a draw going into this 80th minute with a 1 goal deficit.
Almost the linesman taken out by that tackle. All smiles though. Would love to see a replay of that. And my wish has been granted. All of them tumbling over each other. And Prince seems to be rolling on the ground once again. He's been slightly on the ground more than he's been on the pitch. And a shot from outside to no avail. It's just wayward effort after wayward pass from the defenders. And it is their second team, to be fair. But it really is sad to see when they're able to put in so many balls into the box and into dangerous areas. And none of them have been fruitful.
Abdin Fayaz has been quite decent for the defenders so far in that midfield. Just not able to find the back of the goal here. These defenders, they've done well to deprive Blue Eagles of any meaningful possession here in this second half. But on the other hand, the Blue Eagles have been on point with their defense. This man, the captain, has put plenty of crosses into that box, but all to no avail. As Prince will steal that ball. Once again, he'll be looking for Doku. Doku making that searching run forward, marked by two men. Yeah, the Blue Eagles once again. Prince, Doku. Nice little back heel pass to Dardeshan. Rashid Asif with the cross. Well, that's one brilliant cross there by Rashid Asif, falling right at the feet of the new man in, John Steben. Steben just unable to control that. Here's Prince once again. Doku also dropping into the midfield now. Here's Doku with an opportunity. Doku will have to convert this, and that will be the second one. The final nail in the coffin for the Blue Eagles.
A fantastic 1-2 played there between the two foreign players. And the composure in front of goal. A beautiful volley from his left foot by Doku Felix. And he's made the difference and sealed the game for the Blue Eagles.
For the Blue Eagles, scored by jersey number 99, Doku.
And number 2, Sivakumar Dilukshan, absolutely mistimes his clearance. Completely misses the ball, and that entire goal will be on him, which is absolutely disappointing to see from his point of view. And the substitution has worked, Bilal.
Yeah, definitely Doku Felix being brought into that attack for the Blue Eagles. I'm just wondering why he wasn't brought in anytime sooner. He has been brilliant in attack as well as in that midfield, creating opportunities, linking up quite well with Kisejbi Prince. And we are finally seeing Prince coming into the attack more now. Those attacks going through him, channeled through him. And we did mention the importance of that happening if the Blue Eagles were to score here. Both of them coming to the fore. Doku Felix with a brilliant finish of his own. Here's the captain once again. Captain puts it in. Not enough power behind that for Chamira Mendes. Doesn't find the contact he wished he would have had. Defenders now 2 down, and with 5 minutes of regulation time to go, we just feel like it's a bit too steep of a hill for them to climb.
For sure, Bilal. Tuan Rahim with that attacking substitution. Even though the attacker was not the one who scored, it was a previous substitution. And now there's a chance on open goal. The whole net was gaping towards number 14. Madhushan De Silva, the captain. Upon a second viewing, of course, the far post was blocked by 2 defenders on the line. But he headed it straight at the keeper. Murshid positioned himself well, but it was a free header.
Credit there to Murshid, making himself as big as possible. Madhushan De Silva, opportunity. He tried to head that right in between the feet of Murshid there. But Murshid getting the better of him this time once again. However, defenders with an opportunity now to strike back with a set piece in the 88th minute of the game. Here's the ball in. It'll go straight into the hands of Murshid once again. He's been kept busy in this second half and he's shown his composure. He's shown his class and he has kept a clean sheet as of yet. And it definitely looks like he will finish this game off with a clean sheet as well, unless the defenders can find those finishing touches in these last few minutes of the game.
Just under 3 minutes left till the 90. And we haven't had as many stoppages as the first half. So I presume around 3 to 4 minutes of added time. And the Blue Eagles would really look to keep this clean sheet. And from what we've seen of the defenders in this entire game, I highly doubt they have the minerals to get 3 goals or even a second with the remaining time. But if they do get one, the momentum could shift. But getting that first goal is the hardest part. Lovely feed there by Sunal Apsara. He has been one of the standout players of this game. Even though his team is on the losing end, he's worked his socks off and dazzled us with his footwork. It'll be only right if he can get a goal today. A consolation at least.
Yeah, the defenders now with an opportunity to get that cross in. Well intercepted by the Blue Eagles.
Straight at the keeper once again. Murshid has been fantastic between the sticks. He hasn't had a lot to do, but whenever he's been called upon, he has stepped up in brilliant fashion. And Prince puts in a through ball, and just too much as it runs out of play. And John Steben is slightly disappointed with that one. The Blue Eagles have definitely started to sit back, understandably so. And the defenders are once again looking for a few through balls into the pockets of space, but with no attacker, it all comes to waste. And actually there is 7 minutes of added time in this second half, which is a lot more than I expected. And the defenders do still have a glimmer of hope. If they can actually get that solitary goal.
There will be a minimum of 7 minutes of added time here at the end of this second half.
Brilliant feat there by Doku Felix as he chases after the ball. And another crucial interception by Ravidu Fernando. And there's a chance for a shot here. Another tame effort. Cleared away by the skipper. Oh, lovely feat there. A fantastic body feint. And yet again, straight back down the throat of Mohammad Murshid. A 1-2 played by Prince. And Doku combining well. A proper link-up play striker as he drops into midfield. Doku reminds me of Gabriel Jesus and Lautaro Martinez. And he can also be compared to Julian Alvarez as Doku Felix is getting a warning. And number 15 being pushed to the ground by Doku, and he was not happy with that one. Chatura Udayakirti showing his frustrations, and the referee taking his side as well. The fans of the defenders looking quite upset, and understandably so when you look at the scoreline and the way they have played. They've come close, but far out of reach when compared with the quality of the Blue Eagles. And cleared away. Trying to conjure up something on the left. And the captain plays it in, but intercepted by the opposition captain. And the ball bouncing in the center of the park. And none of the players showing real intent in the 90th minute to get the ball. But it falls to Prince, who has been a lot more involved in the last 30 minutes of this half. And I was telling Bilal how he didn't get the ball enough in the first half, which is hindering the chances of Blue Eagles getting a second goal. And now there's an opportunity here. Straight at the keeper. Krisho has done quite well since he came on, and he couldn't do much for the Doku Felix chance, because that was an unsavable shot from point blank range. Left foot into the bottom right corner. Just under 3 minutes left to the end of the final game of week 3 in this Super League. A bit of a nasty challenge there from captain to captain. Rohan Fernando clutters into Madhushan De Silva, and he's in a lot of pain, and he doesn't seem to be wearing shin pads. And oh my, that was quite the impact on the shin. I mean, on second look, we can see the tiniest shin pads available on the market on Madhushan De Silva's legs. And that tackle from Rohan Fernando definitely got the place where the shin pad wasn't covering him. That'll be a sore one for tomorrow morning. The poor man seems to be in a lot of pain, barely making it to his feet as he's helped up by the medics. He was being lifted off the pitch, and midway the referee stopped it from happening. And he's limping across the field. I really don't think it's worth playing the last 2 minutes, especially when your team is 2-0 down and aggravating an injury that you already have. They've said no to the stretcher, which is a good sign. On the edge of our screens, you can see the medic walking back with the orange stretcher. Another free kick. And a chance there. And both men from the defenders seemed to block each other, and none of them got on the end of that. And Sivakumar Dilukshan had a chance to make up for his error before, but completely miscued his kick. Oh, lovely body feints there. If he can get the cross in. He didn't have much energy after beating 3 men. On his left foot, number 13. John Stephen. And it's a corner kick for the Blue Eagles. If they manage to score this third goal, it would cap off a pretty decent performance against the second team of the Defenders FC. And they take it short. Driving inside, crossed into the box. Pretty sure that was offside, and yes, the referee blows for the whistle. A clear chance to score that goal. As the defenders play around on the back, and I must say, the Blue Eagles, I beg your pardon. And I must say, Ravindu Fernando, number 7 at the back, has made some crucial interceptions, which would obviously go unnoticed. But these are the sorts of players. And look at that from the number 9, showing his frustration and lashing out at the player. That could warrant a red card, to be honest. And he's lucky that the man didn't go down. And the referee slightly losing control of this game. Something we really don't like to see. And number 12, Chamit Disanayaka, saying it's his fault for riling up the player. But number 9, Chamira Mendes, had no reason to lash out. Very, very lucky not to get a red card. And a decent 90 minutes for number 14, Rashid Asif, the 18-year-old from Wesley College. He has put in a shift today, doing the dirty work for his team. Would have been nice to see him end his start with a goal, but there doesn't seem to be enough time. And a chance to take a shot for the defenders. It's falling into the box, and another scuffed effort. Sonal Apsara with the last kick of the game as the referee blows for full time. And the Blue Eagles move up to the 5th spot in the table with that performance. And a standout goal from Prince, who gave the assist to Doku Felix. All smiles from Prince as he high-fives the defender's captain, who had anything but a smile. And the Blue Eagles are absolutely overjoyed with that performance. A few things to improve on their end, but all that matters is the 3 points. As the players shake hands at the end with the referees, everything has been forgotten just 2 minutes ago, where they had quite a few altercations. Number 10 making sure to shake every referee's hand. As the Blue Eagles walk off together to take a celebratory picture. And the defenders in single file, absolutely dejected, as they should be. But we also should remember, this is their second team. They're playing with a lot less subs than the other teams. And we wish them all the best with their tour in India. And the Blue Eagles capped the fans who have come to watch them play. Quite a bit of support for them. We'll be having a couple of interviews shortly with the man of the match. And that's the end of the final game of week 3 of the Super League 2026. And the Blue Eagles SC take this game 2-0 against the Defenders FC. And let's have a look at the highlights from today. There were quite a few half chances, some lovely footwork, and Sonal Apsara. As we look at the updated points table, Renown FC and Upcountry Lions remain unchanged in top spot. Colombo FC in 3rd place, followed by Seahawks in 6 points. And the Blue Eagles occupy the 5th spot with 4 points, getting their first win of this Super League. And they balance it out with 1 win, 1 draw and 1 loss. And Blue Star coming in 7th place, just under Red Star, who is in 6th. And barely any change to the Defenders, New Youngs and Ratnam SC, who occupy 8, 9 and 10. All teams with 3 games played. The top spot with plus 16 goal difference for Renown FC and minus 15 for Ratnam SC. And the Blue Eagles have scored 4 and conceded 4 and have a goal difference of 0. And here are the results from week 3. On the 1st of August, Renown SC hammered New Youngs 10-0, followed by Red Star FC with a 2-0 win over Blue Star FC. And the 3rd of August had Colombo FC take home a 5-0 win against Ratnam SC. And yesterday we saw the Seahawks lose 1-0 to Upcountry Lions. A big game that. And today the Blue Eagles take home a comfortable 2-0 win over Defenders FC as we await week 4 and see who will go up against each other. And we hope a lot of top teams will have it. And now we are moving into an interview with my co-commentator Bilal.
අපිත් සමග යලිත් රොහාන් ෆර්නෑන්ඩෝ කැප්ටන් එක් වෙලා ඉන්න man of the match. රොහාන් ෆර්නෑන්ඩෝ අද මැච් එක ගැන මොනවද හිතන්නේ?
අද අපි ප්ලෑන් එකක් තිබ්බා මේ මැච් එකට එන්න ඉස්සෙල්ලා අපි මැච් එක දිනනවා කියලා අනිවාර්යෙන්. මොකද අපිට මේ පොයින්ට් තුන ගොඩක් අත්‍යවශ්‍ය පොයින්ට් තුනක්. අපේ ටීම් එකේ ඔක්කොම එකතු වෙලා අද කෝච්ගේ ප්ලෑන් එකක් තිබ්බා. ඒ ප්ලෑන් එක අනුව අපි ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ඒතකොට අපේ ටීම් එක වල සක්සස්. ඒ හින්දා අපි මේ පොයින්ට් තුන අද ගත්තා. අපේ ගුවන් හමුදාවේ සෑම දෙනාම අපිට ගොඩක් උදව් කරා මේ අවස්ථාවට. අපි ඉදිරියට තියෙන මැච් උත් හොඳට ක්‍රීඩා කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු අපේ ගොඩක් අපේ යන් ටීම් එකක් ඉන්නේ. මේ යන් ටීම් එක හදාගෙන අපි ඉස්සරහට මේ ටූර්නමන්ට් එක හොඳ දෙයක් කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන සිටිනවා.
Right, thank you captain, all the best.
And there we had the interview with the captain of the Blue Eagles, Rohan Fernando, with a bandaged head after that collision with Sahan Hiroshika. He seemed pretty overjoyed with the win, as he should be. And here are the fixtures for week 4. On the 7th of August we have Colombo FC versus Renown SC. And on the 8th of August we have Red Star FC versus New Youngs. And followed by Ratnam SC versus Blue Eagles. And on the 10th of August, Blue Star FC versus Seahawks. And the final game for match week 4 on the 11th of August, Upcountry Lions versus Defenders FC. And all 5 games will kick off at 3:30 p.m. Sri Lanka time. So make sure to stay tuned and join us live for the 4th week of the Super League 2026. And that would be all for today as we end week 3 for the Super League. And thank you everyone for tuning in, and we hope to see you next week for the match week 4.